Hi everyone. So today's interview will be with Mrs. Bukola Babajide, CEO and founder of Crystal Options and Female Techpreneur.
So a quick intro to TTM, the Technical Millennial. I literally started this I'll say my launch day was 1st of June, but it was an idea that came to me 30th of May. So it took me 2 days. So I was like, no time wasting. The name came to me. I don't know how the name came to me, but it came to me out of nowhere. I was like, I Googled it. The domain name was available. I'm like, no time to waste.
Buy for it.
And then figure out what happens afterwards. And so I did that, and then I joined the community of all these amazing women in tech on Instagram. And I was like, there's a whole community out there that I had no idea existed. And that thing of, okay, how about the old thing with Technical Millennial is, okay, I'm technical, I'm a millennial, kind of. How about I bring those two things together and just share my personal story? But I've only been in the industry for like 2 years. I'm like, what story am I going to tell? And then I came upon this old community on Instagram. I was like, I can just tell all of our stories together.
Yep.
Reaching out to everyone, put this set of questions together, and I'm just grateful that so far I've had people coming back. I was like, in the beginning, I was like, even if just one person responds, then something great is going to happen. But I've had so many amazing ladies, and I'm just like, I'm so grateful for that. And
yes, yeah, I think it's amazing. It's really great. Who is a millennial, if I may ask you? Because I'm not sure if I am a millennial. I'm not sure.
I forgot what the year. I think it's from like mid 80s to mid 90s. Like 90. I'm 94, so I think it's up to like 95 or so. So I think I fall into that category. But I think it's like from the, let's say, 80s to 90s. I'm not sure.
Okay, so I don't particularly fall into that category. I know people have said to me, "Oh, you can't be that old" and all that, but I'm way older than that. But I don't think it stops anything, because it's about technology, and it's about sharing a story and one's experience. So I figured I don't necessarily have to be a millennial to be able to make an impact or contribute to this, because then people can learn from it. And so
I think at the base of it, it's just women in tech sharing experiences. So you can be as OG as possible. We all have something to learn from each other.
That's true.
I think I particularly would have something definitely to learn from you during this session, because there are some questions that are asking about advices and things like that. So I look forward to that.
Super.
A chance to look at the questions.
Briefly, but you can ask me.
I'll just start with the very first question of telling us about yourself.
My name is Bukola Babajide. I'm an IT consultant by profession, and I run a company called Crystal Options Limited, and it's a software development company. So we build web applications and mobile applications, bespoke, complex applications. And I have a team that we work together to develop solutions for clients. So we predominantly support startups and entrepreneurs that want to go digital. So we help them. We have a full suite of end-to-end solution, from branding to supporting them throughout the life cycle of a project. And prior to that, I work I've done different things. So I started off as HR person, then I moved into SAP as an SAP consultant. So I'm SAP certified, so I build applications, ERP solutions, and I've worked as a senior business analyst. I've done Scrum Master, I've done different roles. I've been a tester. I've used different tools like Mercury, a full suite of testing. So I've gone through the life cycle of a project, basically. So I've always worked as a contractor. and I started Crystal Options about 5 years ago. And when COVID struck was when I pivoted and started doing software development. So outside of that, I created a community called Female Techpreneur. That was officially launched in March this year. So it's a community of like-minded women in tech. And the idea is to help people launch their startups, and to give them the support that they need. And also tech female founders coming together as a group. So we network, we connect, we build our businesses together. So we have like 4 arms. We've got like the startup support program, and then we have the talent hub where we could literally deliver your solution for you. So if you're a non-tech founder and you have an idea, you come to us, we would flesh it out and build your MVP for you. Nice. And also we help to connect founders to investors. So if you need some sort of funding, or you're not too sure about your business and how it's going, so we can support them to get that into a good place. And finally, we have the community, which is a membership, and that is where we do the nurturing, we do the networking. We now have started once a month meetups. We have people all over dialing in, from the United States, to Nigeria, to Iran, and it's been fantastic.
That's great. What brought about the idea of starting Female Techpreneur?
A lot of things, and I would say because I've been in the tech industry and I know a few colleagues. I mean, I've been doing this for over 15 years.
Yeah.
So we all have diverse skills and expertise, and everybody's doing stuff in silo. I'm a tester and I'm very good at testing. I'm a business analyst. I'm a developer.
Yeah.
We're not working together. So I thought it would be good to have a forum to actually bring all of us together and we can build solutions. So that was the initial thought. And then I think it was about 2017, 3 years ago, I was invited to speak at an event called Women in Leadership. And my area was tech. And as I was doing research, it was flagging up women not getting funding support, women not getting tech roles, women, their shortages basically. And so, wow. So I did a presentation and I thought something's got to be done. We cannot just keep hearing all the statistics and, no one is doing anything about it. So I just as you said, I just had the idea, Female Techpreneur. And I spoke with one of my friends and she was like, wow, that name is so catchy.
Yeah.
Go and check if it's available. And I think it's a fantastic idea. First of all, you're a person of color, you're a woman. It's just perfect, because if you look at diversity and inclusion, that's another issue on its own that needs to be addressed. It's not like there weren't women group, but they're not one supporting Black people as such. So I don't think they're discriminated, it's just people not showing up. So what can I do about it? So that's how I came about this program.
Yeah, that's great. And I think it's something that is definitely needed for, I guess, our community. Again, like I said, I had no idea that whole side of Instagram existed. And there's so many women of color. And granted, I'd say 85% of the people I've found so far are all in America. I feel like there's more of them in America than in the UK. And the only Black women that I know that I did computer science in uni. And I only know of one other person, Black lady, that did pure computer science. There were a few that did computer science with business, computer science with something else. But even then, in my entire year of the 3 years of being at university, it was just the same 3 or 4 of us throughout. And there were other races of ladies, Asians, white, but only 3 Black women in there for 3 years, and it was just us 3 sticking together. But then, of course, everyone has to go into the separate ways, and we all get to work and there's nobody that looks like us. There's nobody talking about any of these things.
That's right.
And it's like,
I was really surprised when I did a talk in UK. One of my friends organized like a business and career summit, and the girls still think tech is for men. But no, auntie, we're not doing tech.
No,
it's difficult. And I said, no, there's soft skills. Okay, I started off with applications, doing configuration, writing, and personally, I've gone on training for web design. So I could do HTML, I can do all those href and all that coding. But I said to them, you don't have to do that.
no.
You can be a business analyst. Oh, okay, you can be a project manager. And of course you need some knowledge of technology, but doesn't mean that you're going to be writing code. And even coding is not difficult. It's because you haven't gone through the process. No one's shown you, you haven't been trained. So it's like removing the stereotype. And it's not boring, it's not geeky. I still wear my high heels, I like to wear my makeup, and maybe a little bit overdressing, but that's me. And it's predominantly, most of my projects, you know, the ratio of men to women is much, but you know, a lot can be done.
A lot can be done. And again, I'm not surprised that that was the response from all these people, because even in uni, even doing computer science, I honestly thought the only possible job you could go for is software engineer, software developer. Nobody tells you there's jobs like project manager. Nobody tells you you can do business. Nobody, honestly. It's like, and I don't know if it was just me personally having this idea in my head, or if everyone around me had that same idea. But I feel like that exposure that you can do many non-technical, hard-coded jobs within tech space, I don't think it's a common idea. And I think also people see, if you're techie, then you're geeky, then you play video games, then you play computer games.
Yes.
To me, are you a gamer? I'm like, the only game I play is Candy Crush on my phone, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm a mobile gamer. Like, that's as far as it goes. You don't have to be geeky, techie, all of that.
I agree. And it's because people don't see that many role models.
Yeah.
And also they don't know about the opportunities that's available. So I'm working with a company right now that wants to partner with female Techpreneur. They're doing some, I'll call it enterprise academy, but they're going to be focusing on things like apprenticeship, etc. And they said to me, each time we put an advert out for maybe a developer, whatever role it is, out of 100 applicants that applies, you'll be lucky to get girls. So it's like, so can you help us? Where are these ladies? Where are these girls? So we're on a mission to change that. We're on a mission to make sure that that information is readily available and that the pathway is there to get a job.
Yeah.
Because I'm now literally running a software development company, and I've had requests for people that want to hire females from South Africa, from Nigeria. They just want a female developer. And of course, the skill set is really, at this moment, is in high demand.
Yeah.
But even at that, we need to educate, you know, the university graduates, instead of us being fully focused on certain jobs or certain area as a profession. This alternative is there for people to explore. Yeah.
And that they are available as well. And I think it needs to be from a university level rather than have them all go through uni and then come out and be like, what kind of job can I even do? That's not going to be there.
That's right. So we're trying to reach out and do a campaign, but we haven't been 100% successful with the universities because they have their own career counseling and all that program. And I don't know how effective that is, but
it might be a case of getting in touch with those people doing the career departments, just like all of this stuff's out there. I'm sure it will be successful, and I know there are definitely so many people that need this kind of insight into the kind of roles available, for sure.
That's right.
So given that you've come from an HR background, I think it's a good question, because then how did you end up making that shift into the world of tech?
Okay, so I studied economics in the university.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how many years now, but that doesn't really matter. And I started my career in a bank as a credit officer.
Okay.
And then I moved to United Kingdom to do ACCA. So I was literally set to be an accountant or some sort of, dealing with financial services. But at the time, I got a role as a payroll analyst. And then I started using the systems. Of course, it was SAP at the time. And it was quite intuitive. And I thought I might as well. I enjoyed the system side of things because I was troubleshooting, I was helping to fix stuff. And again, my husband is in tech. And I see him doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it wasn't difficult. So it was just an easy transition for me.
Yeah.
So I understand the HR process and I understand the system. So it was easy to transition into a SAP consultant.
Yeah.
Because I got a project where I was now doing the testing. So it was easier. And for you to test the system, you need to understand how it works.
Yeah.
So then I just went further on to do and train. I went into the SAP school to get the certification. And that was it. And when I had my son, Timmy, 16 years ago, I had a break. So I thought, let me go and do something with myself. So I booked myself into a college to learn web design.
Yeah.
So it's like I've always had an affinity for creating or building tech solutions.
Yeah.
So what I say to people is you need to do like a SWOT analysis. You need to understand your strength. You need to know what you're drawn to. So a lot of us have this, but may lack confidence, but at least do identify what your strengths are and what you like doing. I was just being pushed or led to do that, and I followed. And now I'm running a software development company, so I know about coding, even though I don't code anymore, but I understand exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, doing the whole sort of analysis thing on yourself. Because I won't lie, sometimes it's like, what am I even doing? And why am I doing it? But I think, when you break it down in that way, it would kind of help to know where your life is going and how to.
Exactly.
That's a good thing. Thank you. I'm making note of that.
Because I said to people that you need to hone in on your strengths.
Yeah.
That is where you're going to thrive. Occasionally, you might need to learn and understand your weaknesses and improve on them. Or you might actually have to outsource them and say, you know what, I don't like this bit. So some people go into tech and you realize coding is not for you. You can be a tester.
Yeah.
You can be an analyst because you understand the system how it works. And you can be a communication brand engagement person. There's so much more than doing the coding or whatever. So it's just, what am I good at? What am I going to excel at? What am I, if they wake me up in my sleep, I don't have any problem. I understand it clearly.
Yeah.
And it may well be that I'm good at I like something, I'm very drawn to it, but I'm weak in this area. So then I know this is the gap analysis. I need to go and get training. I need to shadow somebody. Then you can fill in the gap. But the whole thing starts with me as an individual. The change starts with me. So I need to assess myself, and you need to be very, very brutal and honest with yourself. And if it now means that what I would love to do, what I can be good at, I'm a little bit not so good, then there are opportunities to improve. I've done training that cost so much. I've done training that didn't cost a lot at all. There's Udemy, there's all sorts out there. Quality hours. I have a friend, she only went into data science about 5 years ago. Now she's speaking on major platforms. She's amazing. I invited her to Female Tech to come and do a talk for us about data. She even created her own acronym. So you need to own it. You own your space, you step into it, you do. And she said to me, Bukola, what I did was I did Udemy training. I went into the training. I started with data science. What is Attrition Intelligence? Right now, she's hot cake. She's one of the top women in data. 5 years it took her. And some people, you can even short circuit that wait time. But you need to know that, what do I want to go into? Some people go into it for money and say, okay, where is the money at in this IT stuff? And you go for it. Some people say, what am I passionate about? You go for it. It's all about you. What do you want out of it? What's my purpose? Why am I doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I said to her, I said, you need to teach me this data stuff because I love it. It's amazing. Data is like blood to human system. It drives every business. So there are lots of opportunities and a lot of, sorry, I'm digressing now. A lot of roles will be in extinction soon because of this data science, because of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all of those are the core areas that people need to start paying attention to.
Yeah, that's very true. So thank you for that SWOT analysis thing. That's what I'm going to start telling people from now on. Analyze where you're at and put your strengths to good use.
Okay.
Yeah. So how would you describe your experience in the industry so far?
I think my experience has been good. I've been lucky to work with some fantastic people. And also I'm like a tomboy because I grew up with 3 brothers. So I get along with men. In fact, most of my friends are male. So it's like, I feel at home. It works for me. That doesn't necessarily mean it works for everyone. But I get along with men very well because I don't do no. So it's been good. It's been great. Like I said, I've always been contracting. It wasn't by choice, but most times I landed contracts, and that has given me the variety. It's given me exposure to different industries. So I've worked in financial services. I worked in logistics, education, university. So it's given me that rounded view. I've been exposed to different systems and applications along the line. So I've enjoyed it. I've met a lot of fantastic people. And what I say to people is you need to have a strategy. I probably didn't have one when I started many years ago. So you need to have a long-term strategy and a short-term strategy. Where do I want to be? Do you, for example, do you want to be a CTO in the next 5 years? So you've got to have a program. You've got to have an action plan to back your strategy up. This is just my advice to people. I think you need to focus on those strategy and have an action plan to drive that home. So a lot of people start their career and the world or the job opportunity or, profession throws them left and right. But the key thing is to have your own strategy. What do I want? Where do I want to be in the next 3 years? Where do I want to be in the next 5 years? So you can proactively work towards achieving that. And there are opportunities for more women now. There are lots of people on that campaign. So doors are beginning to open, but we need to be ready to step into that space. It's like, where are my girls at? We need to come out, have confidence, and put ourselves forward. I mean, there's this message that I saw that most times when women want to apply for jobs, they'll make sure they tick all the boxes. I can do this. Men don't do that. They just apply. They blag it, and they blag it successfully. Because you haven't said something, you can't know everything. So it's like, let me put myself forward for a better position. You keep aspiring to be better and better, and the next thing, you realize that, oh, okay, I've ticked the box. You check every year, where am I? This is my goal. Tick. Year 1 done, until you get to where people want to be. So we need to have a strategy. It's not just coexisting. It's not just, oh, this place is offering me a job. I'm glad you said you know clearly what you want to do.
But I think that's good advice, and it's a good thing. And I feel like some of that can also be out of wanting to get a job. A new person coming out of university, especially with everything going on, they're more likely, or if they've been searching for a long time, they know what they want to be, and they know where they want to be and where they want to get to. But because the job industry is so saturated right now, there are so many people laid off and things like that, people would want to just get the very first thing being offered to them. So let's say somebody gets, I don't know, someone wants to be a developer, but gets a role as a support person. How would you advise them? I mean, I always say the first thing is to at least get your foot in the door. Once you do, companies are always hiring, within staff, so you can always vocalize and be like, this is what I want to do, and then switch into that. But how
Yes.
advise somebody who finds themselves in a role that they did not ideally want, but that's what they have to be for now?
So what I say to people is, we've all had to take roles that we didn't want for whatever reason, financial reasons, that's the opportunity that's available. Add value. If you're doing support, be the best support person ever. Don't lose focus. Stay on your program. You want to be in developer, go and shadow, go and support, offer voluntarily to do stuff for that area that you want to be. I've seen people come in as even a cleaner and they end up being an accountant. Why? Because they step into that purpose. You will not lose focus. That is temporary. That is where you are right now. Doesn't mean that's where you're going to be forever. Some people get complacent and they just sit there, and 5 years, 10 years down the line, they're still doing support. So it's a mindset thing. You do not settle. You're there for such a time like this. You do not settle. But whilst you're doing that, be the best, add value. Let people know that when Bukola was here, she was adding value. And continue to pursue your future. Continue to speak to people about what you would like to do. Don't be quiet. I've been in roles where I'll just start talking to people. I want to be a problem manager. I want to go to problem management. I have ITOL. I want to do incident management. If you don't speak, they won't know. If you're not networking, they won't know. Nobody is a mind reader. And continue to improve on yourself. Refresh. Don't just stay on support. Do other things to support that dream that you want. And do not relent in your efforts in getting there. So very important. Take the job. You need to feed the body and soul. But don't settle. Stay focused on your program. It's like having a vision. This is where I'm going. You're not there yet, but you want to get there. So what do I need? First of all is I need to refresh. I need to remain with that knowledge of problem or incident management or whatever I want to do. So do training, do certification, and make yourself available to support in that same company. You can transition. By the time you say, I'm actually certified in ITIL, and they're looking for an ITIL person, they will give you a chance. So all is not lost. I agree with you 100%. Get your foot in the door and then start your agenda. You must have an agenda. My agenda is I want to be in ITIL. That's it. So do everything to make sure that that knowledge is retained and is refreshed, and you're working towards your goal until you achieve your goal.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So quickly on to the next one. Okay. At this point, I know you do a lot of things. So I'll see how you answer this question. What does a typical day in your job, in your jobs, what's a typical day in your life look like?
A typical day, I'm a mom and a wife as well. So get the kids ready. Well, should I say pre or in COVID, things have changed. But typically, start my day meditating, preparing myself. My day actually starts night before. So I look at all my meetings that I have and prepare myself in terms of if I need to put something together. So I always do that every night, go over what I've done and what I have for the next day. Then I start off with, I don't do meetings in the mornings. I try to avoid it so I can get all my administration and my task, whatever task I have, get it out of the way. And then my meetings usually in the afternoon. And a typical day is sometimes you have back-to-back meetings. It's unavoidable. So I run workshops. I facilitate meetings. I speak to my stakeholders and baseline requirements, whatever needs to be done, a typical, in a project lifestyle. I speak to my team. So we have like our daily stand-up. What are your impediments? What are you working on to move things ahead? Where are we? Are we 80% done? So I do like tracking. and I do my management reporting upwards for my clients so they know where we are at every point in time. So it's a normal 9 to 5 day, but I don't stop at 5 because I have, as you said, multiple things I work on.
Yeah.
So some of my things are not hourly dependent on the day. I push them back to when I can conveniently do it. So I tackle the critical task that needs to be done during working hours first. So I prioritize basically.
Right. Okay. Lovely. Thank you. Wondering how the next question kind of fits in. Has your expectation of what the tech world is like matched the reality? And if so, how?
The tech world is evolving. It's actually high in demand right now with COVID, having struck the whole world. So I would say people are more relaxed about remote working, which used to be a challenge. And then that grants access to resources that ordinarily we would not be able to get. So companies are more chilled out about people working from home because we were forced to work from home.
Yeah.
So the tech landscape is changing. The demand for online presence is skyrocketing, and the opportunities are fantastic.
Yeah.
Of course, given the current situation, it could be better because the country is going through recession. But if one could just hang in there, it's going to be evolving and it's going to be a fantastic place to be. I personally enjoy it. I like to create solutions. I like to see, how an idea now is birthed and it's come to life.
Yeah, I think that's my best part as well, which is why I even though I've said like the whole programming 9 to 5 in the basement wasn't for me, I think that's more to do with like back-end Java stuff. Because when it comes to front end, I like front end because I see what I'm doing and you get like immediate results.
Yes.
It's like that is amazing. So when you do it and you see, it's like the best thing ever. But yeah, no, I agree. Tech world is always changing, and definitely this is the time to be in the tech space, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Next one. I know the answer to this already because you get along with everybody, but how do you navigate working with men on a daily basis, and how do you make sure to get your voice heard?
Like I said, I get along. I'm a people's person.
Yeah.
Everywhere I've worked, I get along with my colleagues, and I like team spirit. And in terms of working with men, I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
In terms of getting your voice heard, that's a different kettle of fish because sometimes you get to a scenario where people think because of your gender, you may not know as much. So this comes with years of experience. It comes with confidence, and I put in extra. I learn, I research, I read. I always like to improve myself. Yeah. So when all the noise is going on, somebody said, and they've told me so many times, you are the calm voice in the storm. I let them go, everybody, and then I'll just quietly state my case. And everybody will like, okay.
Yeah.
So it comes with lots of experience. It comes with knowledge, and it comes with confidence.
Yeah.
Knowing who you are, knowing what you know. You don't just talk. And that's what I tell people. If you haven't got anything to say, it's okay to be quiet than to say something that is absolutely out of it.
Yeah.
And so far, in my last role, the Scrum Master was unwell, and I had to step in. And the team were asking for me to step in. And I said, by project, if a Scrum Master or project manager is not available, the company needs to find us another project manager. I cannot be a pseudo. And they said, no, we want you. You are the right-hand person. And I started running the show. Why? Because they have confidence in me. They trust my knowledge. They trust my expertise. And when I told the Scrum Master, she was like, yeah, they trust you. That everything you say you're going to do, you do. You deliver. You over-deliver. Because one is already marginalized. So you have a lot to prove. And once you gain people's confidence and trust me, the game will change. And that's why I say that we as women need to be on our toes. There's no excuses. We need to be on our toes. If we say we're doing something, we do it. We hit the target. I stay up at night if I need to. If I have a deadline, I don't miss it. It's all about integrity. It's all about your focus. It's all about your confidence. It's all about your knowledge. If you don't know, seek that knowledge. There are things that will throw you off, like, oh, I've never done that before. But the internet is your friend. Everything and anything we need is there. And I have a very strong support network of people that I've worked with in the past.
Yeah.
I give them a call. Don't be shy to reach out to people and say, wow, I have this challenge. Can you help me? Let's meet up, talk it through. So key thing for me is you need to gain people's buy-in. You need to gain their confidence. You need to gain their trust. How do you do that? It comes through my experience, my expertise, your confidence. Like they always say, even if you're going to blag with confidence. Then go back to your room and sort yourself out.
Yes.
But the minute people don't trust you, there's nothing you can say.
Yeah.
So I've managed to successfully master that, and I work well with my colleagues. So it's not about showing others up. We are a team. It's all about team. So the mindset is the culture of the organization. We're a team. We win together. So there's no one going around sniping or snitching on others. We win together. And if you cover people's back, they'll cover your back. I don't show people up. When I deliver, I say we deliver. They know.
Yeah.
I don't take the glory. And then some people come behind and say, Bukola, we know you did that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You see, it's all about team spirit.
Yeah.
When you have that team, they will support you and life will be a lot better. Yeah. It's not about, I did that. You want to show up. One thing I've learned in my career is when people are wrong, I don't make them feel stupid. Don't ever do that. I don't make them, and they will appreciate you for that. They know they've got it wrong. There's no pointing fingers. I just say, okay, this is where we are. What's the solution? I need you to be solution focused, not problem focused. What do we do? There's no point going on about it. So, and it happens a lot in projects. You know, somebody will let something slip. Of course, there are ways of checking that. You know, depending on your role, there are ways of checking that. You be on their case, you start micromanaging or whatever you need to do. Anyway, I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, you have. When you was just talking now, two things came to me. One is like, there's this saying, it's like, let your work speak for yourself. So when you're good in what you do, your work will speak for you and that will let people listen to you. But also, you said bring solutions. And I remember when I started my first job, my mom's advice to me was don't be a problem giver, be a problem solver. If there's a problem, you come up with the solutions and let them see you through your solutions rather than complaining, oh, this is broken, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Like, be the person who brings that solution to them. And that just reminded me of it. So thank you. All right. So if you could change one thing about your journey so far, professional journey, I'd say, what would it be?
Yeah, if I could change something, I've moved around a lot, and that has given me a variety of experience and knowledge. But I think what I would have done differently is to have a strategy, because I was just being blown by, okay, there's work here, I'll just take it. There's contract there, oh, it's paid good money, I just take it.
Yeah.
So there could have been a point where I could have transitioned into a permanent employment, then I can reach the level, because as a contractor, you're just jumping around. You don't have like a career path as such. So I would have loved to have a strategy that by so year, I want to be here, because most of my friends, I know the one that are probably in employment were able to be at a certain level. Like one of my friends in Barclays, she's the director. So literally, what I didn't get in a professional job title was made up for by money, because as a contractor, you get a lot of money, right? So it's like identify what my strategy and my career goals were very, very early on in life. That would have helped me to make the right decision as in when to jump ship and say, you know what, I need to start building this career now. I want to be a level of X, Y, and Z in certain bank or certain organization.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good advice. Thank you. And next one would be, okay, so what was the best professional advice you've ever received, or maybe even given?
Professional advice. I think there are quite a few, and one of them is to have a team spirit. So I gave you an example where, you know, maybe someone in the team did something not so good, and you didn't particularly cover up, but you didn't show them up. What that does is it gives, you buy their loyalty, you buy their trust. You know, it's like you've gained a friend for life. It's very, very easy to make people look like, yes, you did that. And the whole watch, and what happens afterwards is nothing.
I hate you, yeah.
They're not going to chase them away. People would, you might even look bad for what you gain. So for me, I like to be in a good environment.
Yeah.
So career advice I've been given is you need to stay focused. You need to stay focused on your goal. You need to stay focused regardless of the noise and everything that's happening. You need to stay focused. Don't look at the noise. Don't look at the problems. Just remain steadfast. And another key thing is continuous learning. Continuous learning. The day anyone stop learning, they're dead.
Yeah.
So do not. I'm not shy. I just did my Agile Scrum certification. SAFE. This is the SAFE one, which is you know, for a large enterprise.
Yeah.
I don't stop learning because in IT world, as machine learning is coming out, artificial intelligence coming out, AWS is coming, cloud solution, you cannot be stagnant. If not, one is out of a job. So it's always, key thing is your mindset's got to be focused. I'm very driven, I'm very focused to the point that, you know, I know what I want and I know I'm getting it. And so far, God has been good to me. It's not by my power or by my might. You know, if I set my mind to any role today, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So if I say I want to be, I don't even know what I would like to be right now, but it will take time, but I'll get it. And I think sometimes that could be a demerit because then you're always up and down and doing different things.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we work in our purpose and trust God, I just leave it to Him.
Yeah.
And so far, so good. He's
So
been
far,
good
so
to me.
Yeah.
It's been good and it will forever be good. You know, so what I say to people is whatever faith you have is very important.
Yeah. Second to last one. Okay. What advice do you have for young ladies aiming to pursue a career in technology?
What I say to young ladies looking to get into tech is go for it. It's amazing. There's room for more. It's a fulfilling career. It's rewarding. And with the whole situation, the global pandemic now, there's flexibility, which sometimes people think, you know, it's not there, it's there now. Companies are more flexible in terms of work-life balance and starting a family, which are always challenges for women, you know. So I would say go for it. The sky is not even your limit. Go for it and make sure you have a good support network. Make sure you do your continuous learning. Make sure you have your strategy and your ambition and your vision clearly where you want to be. It's achievable and the opportunities are there. Even governments recognize that they need more female in tech. So we just need to do our own bit, which is to get the knowledge.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And I guess finally it is, do you have any other comments or any, I'll just say comments, and it can be either more advice or more tips, more tricks, whatever.
I think I've said a lot already. And what I'll just say is well done for setting this up. This is really good. And I know it's beginning of great and wonderful things.
Thanks.
And I would say keep at it. You're shining your light. You're part of the solution. So you're already doing that. And I'm sure with time, more people will get to know about the Technical Millennial and female tech and all this community out there.
Yeah.
And in the next 5 years, the seed that we planted would have germinated, and we start seeing the reward and the return. Because if you train a woman, if you teach a woman, for instance, in tech, you're growing a community. We just have that innate nature in us, as you know, the kind of feminine nature in us to care for people. So the community, there will be more wealth. Okay, we're saying there are more women than men in the world. And if this percentage of group of people are not tapping into technology, we're missing out. Because the job is not enough.
Yeah.
There's so much opportunities out there. You know, some people are saying they can't find a job. If you learn coding, you can start doing things there and then. It's a career that you can start today by doing training on Udemy.
Yeah.
There's low barrier to entry. Like I used to train people to become business analysts. And I say to them, it's a low barrier to entry. You can be a housewife, and when I take you through the journey of what you do, you will see that you've actually documented requirements, you've actually engaged with stakeholders, you've done all these things, you've facilitated workshops, either in a church community or whatever environment. Bring it all together and let it come out.
Yeah.
So it's like there's more that we can do. I just wish people can step out into their own purpose. So I really enjoyed this session. I mean, you got me thinking. I didn't read the question in advance because of the things going on. I didn't have time to revise, but I thought it's always better for it to come direct. There's no amount of preparation one can do about something that you're passionate about. It will come out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think, this was really interesting, and I definitely learned a lot, and I cannot wait to share it with people. Thank you. Wow, that was such an amazing interview, and I, for one, learned so much. Special thanks to Mrs. Bukola Babajide for participating in today's interview. If you learned as much as I did, please go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't wait. There's no reason to wait. And if you think there's somebody that would benefit from this video today, please go ahead and share it to them. Even if it's just from one of the career tips or professional advice, just go ahead and share it. Please remember to follow on all social media channels for both the Technical Millennial and Female Techpreneur. All social media will be listed down below in the description box. Please go ahead and follow us to be able to keep up to date with both the Technical Millennial and Female Techpreneur. And I will see you next time. Bye.